What's up, guys? It's me, Trim, and I am back watching the history of Manchester United. A video which is uploaded by Howson. And yeah, let's keep watching this. This video is 7 minutes and 55 seconds. Alright, let's go. The Kings of Europe.
History of Manchester. Welcome back to the history of Manchester United.
Woo!
In episode 6, we look at how Manchester United's 67-68 season went from domestic disappointment to European dominance as Matt Busby guided the club to its first ever European Cup.
Oh, first, alright.
Busby's United entered the 67-68 season unaware of the club folklore about to be written, although domestically it was a campaign to forget. It started in frustrating fashion as 2 goals from Bobby Charlton and another from Dennis Law weren't enough to beat Tottenham in the Charity Shield, drawing 3-3 on home turf and sharing the trophy. Spurs proved to be a thorn in the side for United that season, also knocking the Reds out of the FA Cup at the 3rd round. Although United enjoyed a solid First Division campaign, it ended in agony after spending so much of the season at the summit.
Look at that old highlights.
Season at the league summit. With 3 games to go, a 6-3 defeat at West Brom saw Manchester City slip ahead and maintain their position as they went on to pip United to the title by just 2 points. The 2-1 defeat at home to Sunderland on the final day of the campaign was dwelled on amongst fans to this day. It could have and should have been successive title wins. The Reds' European Cup journey began against Maltese club Hibernians in the first round. Braces from Dennis Law and David Sadler in the first leg were enough to progress with a 4-0 aggregate triumph.
So this time they basically, I would say that they kind of focused more on the European League or tournament because of what happened domestically. Alright, let's hear it.
Next up in round 2 were FK Sarajevo. A gritty first leg stalemate was followed by John Aston Jr. and George Best strike sealing a narrow 2-1 win at home to help United through once more. A Polish tie stood in front of Busby's men in the quarter-finals, with Gornik standing in the way of an illustrious semi-final clash against Real Madrid. Brian Kidd added what resulted in being the winner to Stefan Josef Florenski's own goal to help clinch 2-0 at Old Trafford before Zabers beat us 1-0 in the return leg. Their first and only defeat of that European campaign. But with that...
First and only? Wow. That is... I would say that is unheard of. But man, only 1 defeat that tournament. Wow.
Manchester United were poised to meet 6-time European champions Real Madrid in the semi-finals. Whilst Busby was establishing his dominance in English football throughout the 1950s, Real were defining dominance on a much wider scale, lifting 5 consecutive European Cups from 55 to 60. It was arguably Busby's biggest test on the pitch so far as United boss, but ultimately the catalyst to his greatest feat. Best rifled United to a 1-0 win at Old Trafford in the first leg before an absolute classic took place in Spain.
Nice.
But it wasn't looking good for United at half time.
That was a one-timer. A one-time shot.
Gento had put the host 2 goals ahead.
Nice
Zocco own goal gave United hope just before half time. Hopes were again dashed shortly afterwards when Amancio found the net immediately after to send Real into a 3-1 lead at the break. United came out firing, with Sadler bagging the visitors' second on 73 minutes before Bill Foulkes scored the equaliser on the night, which gave United a 4-3 aggregate triumph. They'd done it. The Santiago Bernabeu silenced. United one game away from greatness. 14 days later, that game arrived at Wembley Stadium, where
so the
Benfica
final
were contesting their 5th European Cup final. It was United's first.
Oh,
The expectations of Busby and the immense team
Benfica.
were high. The Guardian's Albert Barman shared a memorable view that Benfica were an ageing team that had the old skills seem to be declining ahead of kickoff, despite boasting world-class stars such as Eusebio. The general worldwide press were touting United as favourites for the clash, although Hugh McAvaney of The Observer claimed some of Busby's side were...
Here's something I wonder about when it comes to kickoff. Why back in the day was there two players at the circle, basically, where you start the game by passing the ball or rolling the ball to your teammate, like that. Nowadays, you see where they just do a long pass or something like that to kick it off. I don't know. That's something I've been wondering about. Basically, especially on, take for example, on the difference of the FIFA games. Some kickoffs is when you basically stand next to each other and just flick the ball to your teammate. But other times you basically do a medium pass in distance. Anyway, final organized by the Football Association, FA, on behalf of Union des Association Europeenes de Football. Wednesday, May 29th, 1968. Oh, 7:45 p.m.
undeniably ordinary players. He suggested they had an alarming vulnerability in defence and excessive dependence on one or two men in attack. Lisbon-based newspaper Ebola shared contrasting views, widely reporting that a meeting with Manchester is the worst thing that could have happened.
So that is an old newspaper.
It was one of the most eagerly anticipated finals of the time, though, with demand for tickets far exceeding the supply. Benfica requested 10,000 tickets, whilst United wanted 30,000. The Portuguese Giants estimated that a further 1,000 raving fans would travel to London without the intention of getting into the ground. 10,000 Reds had already bought tickets prior to the quarter-finals, but for those getting them nearer to the time, the standing tickets, originally priced at 10 shilling, went for £7, while seating tickets were initially £2, now up to 20.
Oh!
Both United and Benfica named unchanged teams from their semi-final second legs.
Oh, so they played back then with a 4-3-3. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps for some reason. Charlton, Best. Where is that other guy? Oh. Yeah, whatever.
And Juventus respectively, with Nobby Stiles recovering from a bruised knee in time to start, but Dennis Law remaining sidelined with a knee injury himself.
Alright.
Over 92,000 officially and well over 100,000 off the record were in attendance, and an estimated 250 million spectators were watching from home. United lined up all in blue, Benfica all in white as the game got underway.
Interesting.
It was a tale of two defenses.
Like there, you see that they... Well, there they stood 3 in a row, basically.
Minute as David Sadler received the ball from Tony Dunn before finding Bobby Charlton with a pinpoint cross, emphatically headed.
There we go, heading
to break the deadlock. The Reds couldn't maintain their lead though, after being undone by some neat play between Augusto and Torres, who set up Jaime Garcia for the strike. United were fortunate not to lose the game altogether in the late stages of normal time, as Eusebio drew 2 brilliant saves from goalkeeper Alex Stepney, earning applause from the legendary Portuguese striker. As the two sides entered extra time, United clicked. First, just 3 minutes in, Stepney's long goal kick was headed on by Brian Kidd and picked upon by George Best, who dribbled past the defence and the keeper before slotting it into the empty net.
Hold on, I'm just checking out article on my phone. There was... So there's an article saying that the Glazers are in trouble, basically, and they have to take responsibility by the UEFA. I really want new owners for Manchester United, because Glazers need to go away. Either way, let's continue with the video.
The Reds led again, and just 2 minutes later cemented their hold on arguably the biggest game in the club's history at that point. Enrique denied Sadler header, but the rebound fell kindly to Kidd, who turned from provider to scorer and made sure his header found its way past the Benfica stopper. 3-1. But it wasn't
3-1.
United grew from strength to strength, and 5 minutes later, after their third, a fourth came. As Kidd, a young striker from Manchester, filling the boots of Dennis Law, provided again, laying the ball off for Charlton to net his second.
Manchester were in the blue,
victory. The win meant United were the first English team to lift the European Cup, just 1 year after Celtic became the first British side to do so. Nobby Stiles joined Bobby Charlton in becoming the only Englishman to win the European Cup and World Cup, whilst John Aston Jr., whose father starred in United's FA Cup win just 20 years earlier, was named man of the match. United's 68 got better. George Best finished with what was a breakout season on 32 goals from 50
32 goals!
And he joined the Holy Trinity brethren, Law and Charlton, in receiving the Ballon d'Or.
Charlton?
10 years on from
Co-Ballon d'Or.
Busby had gone from being talked out of moving away from football by his wife to sitting at the top of the European tree. As United celebrated the prestigious trophy, he collapsed to the Wembley turf, surrounded by Bill Foulkes, Shea Brennan and Bobby Charlton, and later proclaimed, "When Bobby took the cup, it cleansed me. It eased the guilt of going into Europe. It was my justification." Join us in episode 7, where we revisit the aftermath of United's European triumph and how a turbulent decline saw the club suffer relegation from the First Division just 6 years later. Next, we focus on the team that was said to be too good.
Sorry about that.
To go down.
Well, I'm gonna end this here. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back with the next episode.
Welcome back.
And it is the final episode, I think. And it Yeah. Episode 7? Oh, here is something. Episode 7, title 7 basically, and kit number 7. 777, basically. The most iconic number. Anyway, I'm gonna end this here. Thank you guys for watching. Rock on! Let's go, Devils.